What's going on, America? It's your boy, Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. Here are my thoughts on this walkout thing. What the students in a lot of these schools across the country have done today. In my opinion, while I think it is okay to protest, in America, you have the right to express yourself. In America, you have the power. You do have the power to protest. On on the stances of what are you for and what are you against. However, I do disagree with them that all these kids are stepping out of class just to take a part in a pointless protest, in my opinion. And why do I call this protest pointless, you may ask? Well, if you go down to it, the problem is this protest, this particular walkout is obviously a push for gun control. And I'm gonna say it like this: the whole gun control thing, it's been proven ineffective. Take it from a guy who resided on the far south side of Chicago. And I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna go like this right here. How is it that we are so worried about we are so worried about okay, how is it that there's so much attention when it comes to a mass shooting like this that takes place like in rare occasions? But what about inner cities like Chicago and Baltimore and St. Louis, where there's too many gun crimes there every single day? And while we at it, I got a question here. When it comes to school shootings, how is it that we don't hear about school shootings in the hood? And I'm from the hood, okay, but then again, I never went to a public school. I went to a private school. But yeah, I never. Now, if you're saying that it's all about it's all about where in the hood, you have metal detectors inside the school, and you got armed security, and you got police officers patrolling the area constantly, then you may be right, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could probably agree with you. At the same time, I could be wrong on that behalf. Because all these particular mass shootings, these school shootings that take place, for some reason, I'm seeing that they usually happen in small town, rural area, or suburban area environments, but never in the inner city. That's something I particularly don't get. But to have these schools, to have these students that want to, march out, and do a nationwide protest on this whole gun control thing. It's not going to stop. The whole gun control thing is obviously rendered ineffective. Don't believe me? Go to any inner city area that I previously mentioned and try surviving there for like a year, or if not, maybe less than that. Try surviving in one of the worst neighborhoods and communities of Chicago. I used to live, I know, like I said in a previous video, I've known people who got shot to death while I was living in Chicago. So that's all I really need to say. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm signing off. Be good to each other.